It's Week 17 of the National Football League, and we'll see this team's creative quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. Hope y'all ready for this one under the lights on Sunday night.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this prime-time contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt with a bird's-eye view of this one, which some could call, Brock, a playoff preview. Both teams locked into the postseason, and they might even run into each other again on the road to that Super Bowl.
Yeah, Kay, these are so fun and kind of tricky, right? There's so much conversation. Well, what do we show? Do we want to show too much? What if we see them down the road? And I've always felt this way, and I don't think it will ever change. You got to be in the moment. If you sit and waste your time and spend all this energy on coulda, shoulda, wouldas, you lose the moment, and the moment is now.
Michael Dixon with the honor of getting us started, and we're underway on Sunday night. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And bringing them out, someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
Blown back gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Back-to-back carries here. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, and they go right back to him. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Injuries like these haven't stopped them from locking up the playoff spot, Brock. They've been able to fight through them to remain one of the best teams in the entire conference.
And I love that word, fight. It's definitely the key one here. There's been tremendous fight, grit, toughness up and down this roster to keep their level of play despite all these injuries. And they've gotten some tremendous fight out of the players who've stepped into those shoes and taken advantage of the opportunities.
1 quarter done, 3 to go in this battle of elite teams. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. They'll run it here on 3rd down. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 3.
A humble 5 to 6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain. Not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
4th and 3. Drive on the line. Another carry for him. And it's It's a nice gain on the run, aided by that broken tackle. The right call came in at the right time, give him 9 yards and a successful conversion on 4th.
This dude was just not going to be stopped, not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Back to the well again. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
They're throwing it. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And no one had a shot at that. It's at the back of the end zone, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And they're on the board.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Three on the board, and now he'll send this one away. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So now it's the Seahawks' turn to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the 12th-year pro from West Virginia, Geno Smith.
Well, even though it took over an entire quarter for him to finally get on the field, he does get to head out there with a chance to give his team an immediate lead. And you almost expected, Kate, for him to do that. With how much time he's had on the sideline to prepare, get his guys focused for their chance as it's finally arrived.
And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Give him 3 on the play, and that's how the first half will end. Moving through this game at a sprinter's pace, we're already at halftime. As we'll kick you over now to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman. Coach, take it away.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. If you missed the first half, there's not much to get you caught up on. Just the lone field goal accounting for the entirety of the scoring. A 3-0 game to this point, as both defenses have been strong so far. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Returnable from the 2. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And he has just shredded NFL defenses so far this season. You can see he's sitting second right now across the league in rushing yards. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing is Smith. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And they take him down, but he's able to get this inside the red zone. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They give it to him again. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Right up the gut. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Call it 1 yard on the run. That's going to set up 4th and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
So on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal attempt. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And another field goal makes it 6-0 for them.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2-for-2 for this kicker.
After the field goal, they'll boot it away and put their defense back out on the field. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion left. 1st down, Smith to throw. Connects with Fant. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Seahawks get this tied before the end of the 3rd. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown! Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
Point after up and good for Myers. And they'll take the lead.
Our home team, 6.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return.
At their own 24-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. Flush down now to his left. He's keeping it. And he's going to end up out of bounds, which will end our third quarter. That's the end of the third on Sunday night. It's a razor-thin margin separating these teams. The difference of just a single point as we begin the fourth. To throw it on first down. He's on the move. Now here he goes again. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Like so many of the league's quarterbacks know how to do, this guy has really taken over much of this game, and it's been his dual threat ability that served as the catalyst for that.
And let's give him a lot of credit here, Kate, because he's the one who recognized there'd be opportunities aplenty to hit this defense with his legs. He's picked the right moments, picked his spots, and that stat line's benefited.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Setting up to pass. Getting out to his left. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're first to 3. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Back to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. He stays up. Now he takes it. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Seahawks are going to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Third down, 1 yard to go. Now we're on the counter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still first down.
First and goal, now 5 yards tougher after that penalty. Running it after the penalty. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Now we get a timeout, and with just 2 seconds left, this game has set us up with an incredible ending. Now out comes the 2nd-year kicker in one of the biggest spots of his young career. This just 21 yards down the pipe. The kick is good. He got it. And he hits one more time to win them this game. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And it took everybody at the end. First to set up that field goal, and then for him to go out and win it with that accurate kick. It wasn't a dominating win by any means, partner, but a great show of resiliency to fight back and steal it away. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It was a great effort from our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.